Guys, this is Ram. I've got another video. This time it's the S View cover for the S7 Edge. I've got it in black here, and stay tuned. I'll be telling you whether this case scratches your screen or if it doesn't. I know a lot of guys last year had this case for the S6 Edge. The case actually ended up scratching the screens. I've had this on my phone for 2.5 weeks testing it for you guys. Remember, I paid for my phone with my own money. I paid for the case with my own money, so I've taken the risk for all of you guys to have a look and make up your own minds. I know other people who have used the case and reviewed it haven't had an answer as to whether it scratches a screen or not. I'm obviously only going to tell you my experience with it. But stay tuned for that. I'll be telling you at the end of my video what actually happened. Let's start off with having a quick look around the case. Front, glossy, shiny, cut out for the earpiece. The side, it's got this sort of PU leather kind of hinge with a plus minus sign on the side there for your volume rocker. On the back is the same material as the front, shiny, glossy, cut out for the camera and the flash. Samsung logo there, nothing else. This is the inside of the case. This is kind of a satin finish plastic coating. It's not really fingerprint magnet. The outside is where the fingerprints come. Here is a magnet that opens the sleep-wake functionality of the actual phone itself. On the back, on the inside, you've got the Galaxy S7 Edge embossed into the plastic or fabric, whatever you want to call it. Just a sticker there with the model number, etc. As you can see, the cutout for the camera has got a clear, sort of almost frosted look plastic that surrounds it. The edges, there's no edge protection at all on this phone, on the side of the power button, or on the top or the bottom, as you can see. The corners are just simple see-through plastic corners, so you can see that looks quite basic. Let me show you something that I did notice with the case. That is a little scratch or dent. You can't really feel it under your finger, but it will not come off. On the back of the case, if I'll get the fingerprints out, there's exactly in the same spot, the same little kind of scratch. What I found is if you've got grit stuck on the back or the front of the case, when you open the case up, as you would when you're using it, like that, and fold it back on itself, if you've got any grit or dirt or anything like that stuck between those two covers, because of the way this case is quite loose, see how it moves around there? That will cause a scratch on the back and the front. Hence why they're both in the same position there. Well, I've unfortunately ended up scratching my phone. Let me show you a quick look at the box that came in. Very simple, basic. I know in a lot of other markets the actual case, the box that the case comes in is a lot more, shall we say, premium looking. I don't know why in the UK it's not so well made. But you know, it says here it's fingerprint proof. Well, guys, does that look fingerprint proof to you? Does that look like? It's a lot better than last year's model, but that is not fingerprint proof, is it? So I don't know how they can make that sort of claim. Let's stick the phone in. Very easy to get in and out. That's what she said. I'm not going to those jokes, guys. Tongue in cheek there. Just clips in simply like that. Close the case, and there you are. Clock, date, status bar, etc. When you open the case, it wakes the phone. Close it, and the screen goes off. That doesn't stay on permanently. That's only there when you press the power button. You do get notifications here, but only the symbol. So if you get a text and you're using Samsung's application, you get the symbol there. a little envelope. Same with the missed phone call, but it won't go into any detail of what the message is or anything like that, and it only works with stock Samsung apps that are with the phone. I don't think that even the stock Samsung email app works on that, but if you can see there, you do still get to see the whole status bar. So if you get, I don't know, WhatsApp or a Gmail or anything there, it'll still show in that status bar that you've got that. But other than that, there's no way of looking at them or anything on here. Now, if you do get a phone call and you see, it'll come up here with the person's name and their phone number, with the option to swipe to answer or swipe to reject, which is good. You know, at least that's something. But the only problem with that is you can't end the call. Or, well, you can end the call sometimes with the case. I'll explain what I mean. When you answer a phone call, you get the speaker option and the mute option. Now, to put the speaker on, the hands-free speaker, you have to hold it down like this. Now, there is a gap between this top here and the actual phone screen itself. But if you listen, it's kind of really, if you look at that. Now imagine you had a big piece of dirt stuck in there. Look at how loose that is. I'm not even putting a lot of force, it's just a bit. You hear how annoying that can be. It's really irritating. And you've got this kind of like, kind of weird plasticky irritating noise. I mean, the plus side is the volume buttons work fine. Power buttons obviously totally exposed. Top and bottom are completely exposed. This is not really one designed for drop protection. It's more for show, really. Now, what I've noticed is with this, after 2.5 weeks, I haven't got a single scratch on the screen, and I've got no screen protector. And I have used it for a good 2.5 weeks solidly. There are no scratches on the phone screen itself. But then I'm quite a clean person. I like to take a microfiber cloth, give my screen a quick clean now and again. But one thing I do notice here, when you've got this in your pocket, a lot of lint builds up through that gap all around the earpiece. So you get this weird, like, greyish kind of fluff or dirt that builds up around there. That looks really odd. But yeah, it hasn't scratched my screen in 2.5 weeks. And, you know, I've got to be honest about that. It hasn't caused any issues. The only danger is, as I said, it's just, I can move it so much. Look, that's just ridiculous. And it is definitely not fingerprint proof. You can buy it for around £50, $50, whatever. But if you look around on places like Amazon, eBay, etc., you can get it for as low as £35 from some places. Do I recommend this case? If you want something that's flash for your cash, then yeah, it is flashy looking. It does look premium. It looks nice. When you actually use it, the case isn't that premium. I mean, that build there, that shouldn't be happening. And this cover here, as I said, doesn't sit flush against the screen. So you have got the danger. Actually, let me try and demonstrate what I mean. That's the cover closed. Let's try and put a piece of card in the gap. Right, that's it fully closed. Look how that's me holding it closed, and look how easy that whole piece of card's gone in there. And that's me putting pressure on there holding it. Now, can dirt get in there? Yes, it can. It hasn't scratched my screen, but there is that danger it might do. Another thing, I dropped my phone with this case actually on, and guess what happened? As it fell like that, it flipped open and bang, straight down on its face. And luckily for me, that was on a carpet, so it didn't do any damage. But can you imagine on concrete or somewhere like that, you try and open that, you slip, boom, straight down, open, face down onto concrete. You will be crying afterwards. there is another thing I want to show you. There's this weird kind of like dot matrixy kind of little tiny dots all over the screen. I'm not sure what they are, but it looks alright. It looks alright. Let's see if the charging functionality works with the case on. Is that working? Let's have a look. Yes, it is. They are charging wirelessly, working there, no issues. If you want something that's flashy, doesn't protect your phone, go ahead and get it. If you can get it for around £35, I'd recommend it. But obviously, look, that's exposed there, that's exposed. For me, nice on an evening out if you're going to wear a nice suit, but for everyday use, no. It's just that, for me, would just drive me nuts. But anyway, if you like my review, hit that subscribe button down below. I've got a lot more case reviews coming up. I've already done around about 15 case reviews already. I've got also more Spigen cases. I've got wooden back cases from Cover Up coming up. I've got the Good Lock app that Samsung have released as an experiment in America only. But I've got the APK downloaded to my phone. One word of warning. If you've got the Good app, or Good Lock, should I call it, app, running on the phone, this case will not work with it. Just a word of advice, because I did have it running, started filming my review, put the case on, and it would not function. So, but stay tuned, I'll be doing a review on that Good Lock app, so you guys can have a look what you think of that. But for now, take care, and see you soon. Bye bye.